Go live, they said. It'll be easy, they said.
Yes, it's very simple. The
Click a button, they said.
Technology has gotten amazing.
Well, if anybody's watching who just watched us go live accidentally for 2 minutes, thank you. We appreciate your patience and your kind words in the comments.
I don't see us on any platforms yet, but
I'm going to keep smiling and talking just in case anyone can hear.
Yes, if you can hear us. Thanks for bearing with this rocky start. Oh, here we are. Here we are on YouTube. All right. And then I'm not seeing us on Facebook yet.
All right.
And there's no one watching on YouTube. So Facebook is, yes, here we are. And we've got 11 people watching.
Already?
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay.
Welcome, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. This is, as you can tell, a bit of an unpolished beginning. If you were hanging out on your timeline a few moments ago, we mistakenly went live, and it was just me typing on my computer, which was probably not the most interesting. But
so this is how we type with Glowforge. It's much the same as you're used to,
You can put a computer on your Glowforge, in fact. So I'm Bailey from Glowforge. This is Nick. Oh, dear. Our videos just went down.
Hey, Barry.
Let's see if we're
Barry,
still
by
going.
the way, is our handy-dandy director-producer man with the control of the buttons. Maybe you can hear us but not see us right now. But
we're still live. Looks like we've got about 30.
All right.
Okay, we'll just keep.
So just something there.
Oh goodness.
Maybe not.
All right.
This is where I feel like I should have some jokes prepared or something like that, but
exactly.
The intention was this wasn't going to happen.
I can hear you. Okay, wonderful. And hi, thanks Vanessa, and thanks Vidal, and hi Heather. Okay, wonderful.
Glad you can hear us. Sorry you can't see us. It shouldn't take long to bring it back. But
it's
if not,
it's a Monday, says Melissa. Yes, it sure feels like it. Whose idea was this?
I don't know.
To do this on Monday morning?
Maybe we just pretend this is a podcast. Maybe that's what we do this time.
So our entire screen went blank, they're telling us. I think they can hear us, but possibly not see. And I'm seeing a black screen as well, Barry. So I think something has gone down.
Okay. Is it simply that the camera's been on for too long? We just need to refresh the feed. Okay. All right, well, I guess question for everyone who's joining us. Where are you all from? And are you new to Glowforge? Are any of you Glowforge owners already?
Ooh.
Give you 7 seconds to put your answers in chat. I guess we can do some introductions really briefly too while we wait.
Oh, yeah. Sound, no video. Perfect.
Yeah, sound, no video.
It's
like a guess. Who is who?
A podcast.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Yeah. You can go make a tea or something like that if you want to. You're not going to miss anything. But my name's Nick. I've been at Glowforge here for about 5.5 years now. And I'm here with my colleague, Bailey, who's been here for, it must be coming up to 6 for you,
It's 6
actually.
years, I think, in like 2 days or something. It's my 6-year anniversary.
That's incredible, incredible. So we've been here for the long haul. We've seen it all. We would consider ourselves experts with Glowforge. And really, we wanted to put together something that was a little bit more impromptu, a little bit more live, and to really put a focus on getting questions that you have answered about the product that's in front of us right now. So ideally, once we get everything rocking and rolling again, you can start throwing things at us and we can start showing and explaining. Yeah, great.
I'm seeing it.
Okay, we can see the overhead.
Maybe so.
Okay.
All right, and here in
camera
chat, I've got Lauren. Okay, let's see. I've got Melissa from Chapel Hill, Florida, near Tampa Bay.
Welcome,
We've got
Melissa.
Vanessa in New Jersey. Has a pro for a year next week.
Nice.
Someone else with their Glow Pro anniversary, Heather. I love that.
Congrats.
Germany, I've got the Pro, Glowforge Pro.
From Germany.
The video's back, I'm hearing.
Excellent. I think you can see probably our hands on the overhead, maybe, something like this.
But not our front-facing
Not our
view.
faces yet, which is maybe a good thing. I don't know, depending on who you ask.
We also have here Mariel from Glowforge Sign Makers. So it sounds like Mariel's one of our thousands of customers who've started a business or maybe supplement your business with a Glowforge. Fantastic. A pro for a year.
Nice.
Lots of owners on here.
Yeah, this is exciting.
I was almost going to gesture to this, but I'm not sure if you can see it. We have a pro here as well today.
Hey, Muriel, do you have a link to your business or your website? Maybe you could throw it in the chat so everybody else can check out your work.
Oh, smart.
That'd be super cool to see.
Sarah Lynn says video's back. Sarah Lynn, are y'all just able to see the video? I think just of our hands in the Glowforge. Let's put some more interesting things down there.
Some prints on here so people can see what other customers like yourselves have been up to.
Yegor is trying to give some tech help here. Cable can't be longer than 6 feet if we're streaming.
That could be it. I'm not really sure. I'll get Barry to get the tape measure out.
We've got Barry trying to figure that over there, but in the meantime, we'll just chat with y'all. What we just threw on here are, we've been doing this really fun thing at Glowforge for a few months, or maybe going on a year now.
Yeah,
So when we have our monthly company meeting, we show off a customer print. So we've gone on Etsy, we've picked out something like these gorgeous things here, and we actually purchase it and raffle it off to our staff members. So you can, win a prize that someone has made with the product that we get to work on every day, which is of course the Glowforge. So these are just a few examples. Looks like we've got rustic bloom leather. So they have this beautiful hummingbird engrave on here. This is fun because
this is a great mixed media piece.
Yes.
Yeah. We see a lot of people asking about this technique actually, and I think this is a really beautiful example of someone taking what is probably a cutting board that was bought online and then adding all of these personal touches. The resin piece was not done by Glowforge. This is their artistic vision used by mixing colors and pigments into a resin that dries really shiny and really hard.
It's so gorgeous.
There we go.
Oh.
I think we're back.
But now there's no Glowforge.
And now we've switched. Well, I think that's up to Barry to switch between the two. There we go. Perfect. All right.
Mariel has shared her page. And they're saying they can see our reflections on the Glowforge too.
Oh, excellent.
All
right. Well, maybe that's the secret.
That is too.
If we're stuck with
funny.
one camera, we just treat this like a mirror.
Now that we've taken a while to get started, I would love to know if you all have Glowforge questions about getting a Glowforge or using your Glowforge or making things with it, materials, software, anything. We're ready for them. So go ahead and throw them in the chat. Otherwise, Nick and I can just, riff.
Yeah, hang out, relax, lean back on the table, enjoy a coffee, It might be lunchtime on a Monday here, but it still feels like 9 a.m. to me. I can't believe the morning's gone already.
Oh, I know.
It's
incredible. We got here early, and the morning just flies by, especially Mondays.
Oh, yeah.
Well, just to get started, one thing that I love to brag about when I'm telling people about Glowforge is how easy the Glowforge is to set up. A lot of folks, I think, might feel intimidated when they hear from me that I have a laser cutter in my office. Like, that sounds, whoa, like, wow, you have a laser cutter in your home?
Yep.
And, but I and many customers set it up in a matter of minutes. I think most customers tell us it takes about 30 minutes to get up and printing.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pending any Wi-Fi things at home that might happen, you never know. But the actual machine itself, once you connect it, that's right.
Yeah.
It does basically everything for you. It's as simple as taking it out of the box, telling it what your Wi-Fi network is at home so it can connect. You do have to share your password with it, but it's
just like
very simple.
Connecting any Wi-Fi device, like setting up my Fitbit, setting up my Nest or something like that.
Amazon
It's
Echo,
just
that kind of thing.
Same process.
Absolutely. And then it connects to our servers and does everything else for you. There's no setup, no calibration. Everything is automatic. And at that point, you can throw your material inside and you can start printing.
Yeah, and you don't even need to download an app to use the software or anything. It's all web-based. So you'll just go to app.glowforge.com and you'll be able to print from any device that you like. I see a couple questions coming in. Stephanie is asking if we have any tips for engraving or etching on glass. Do we have any examples around here?
That's a great question.
Nick and I were just hunting all over the office for various examples.
So glass,
what might come up?
It's a great material to use. You can absolutely engrave on glass, and there's no preparation that you need at all. Now, some glass products are going to engrave better than others. To give you a bad example, the back of a glass phone, because of that type of glass, that doesn't really engrave very well.
It's true.
Spice jars, serving platters, ceremonial dishes for weddings, cocktail accessories, all of that type of stuff, you can literally just put inside your Glowforge and you can print on it. You don't need to prep the surface, you don't need to mask the surface, you can literally just print right away.
Yeah, and if we're talking something like glass, which is not a proof grade material, so for context, Glowforge makes a line of materials called proof grade. They look like this. They have this nifty sticker on them that the Glowforge can then read and determine the settings. But with something like glass, since we don't currently sell proof grade glass, you'll need to do a little research to find your settings. And the wonderful thing is our community forum, community.glowforge.com, folks have already done this for you. So you could jump on there right now, I know you're on your computer, and type in glass and then see probably, I bet, tens or hundreds of people have already tested glass. They've shown their results. They've said, oh, I tried this setting, I liked the effect here.
Yep. Absolutely, yeah. And actually, I think if you jump onto our YouTube channel and have a look in the playlist, I forget what it's called, but Ellen, our social media manager here, I'm sure did a short video on engraving on glass. So you can see exactly what that's like and how she was able to achieve those effects. But it's really super easy.
Yeah.
It's a permanent mark too, so that's not going to come off. You can put that in the dishwasher, and it's going to stay on there forever. So awesome gift opportunity.
Yes, glass and also acrylic for a similar effect, but might be, well, a little more durable. It doesn't break, of course.
That is true.
I used a ton of that. I was just talking with someone about doing acrylic wedding invitations, actually sending, you know, an individual piece of acrylic to each person. Those can get quite pricey, but if you're looking for a business idea, wedding season 2021 is going to be the biggest one ever, I'd say. We've got 2 years of weddings to squeeze into one.
People have been saving up for an extra year, so they're ready to splurge on that special experience.
Absolutely. Heather is asking if there's any type of thin metal that can be cut, and she knows it can be engraved. No, not with the laser of these wattages. You're going to need something quite industrial that will take up your whole garage sort of thing to cut metal. I don't think any of us have one, sadly.
No, unfortunately not. No, it would be nice, but yeah, you're right. It would be a giant machine, very power hungry. Probably, you know, the danger element might be there too with something like that because we're talking industrial size. Yeah, so unfortunately not.
Yeah, but metal is always a popular one. People get very creative with you know, personalizing metal objects in other ways that can be done with Glowforge.
And actually thinking about metal, and this depends on your exact idea and what you're going for, you can get some really realistic brushed plastic materials that look just like metal, but they're super durable. They can last outside. If you're just looking for the appearance. Oh, yeah,
absolutely. Outside
right.
Yeah,
gorgeous. Whereas some metals might you know, rust or corrode or something like that. So that could be worth looking into if that's something that could be interesting.
Yeah. Matthew was commenting that he's hoping we would have a machine in the future that can handle something that's 24 by 48. And I just wanted to make sure everyone does know the Glowforge Pro, the pass-through slab. That's something folks sometimes miss. I wanted to talk a little bit about that. And since we've got one right here, we can even show you.
So this bit here at the front is the pass-through slot, and basically allows you to take any material that is maximum of 20 inches wide and feed it through the front like this until it comes out the back. And what that basically means is you can take a piece of material that is as long as you want and print section by section until your design is finished.
Yeah.
So we basically put it in a little bit like this, print a little bit. The Glowforge figures out where you left off and pauses for a second. You move it through. The cameras figure out what it needs to do next and aligns everything for you, prints the next section, and you just rinse and repeat until you're done.
Mariel's recommending stainless steel and aluminum engraves with the marking spray like Ceramark. Yes,
that works great.
That's a great tip.
Anodized aluminum, anything like that, anything that's coated, painted metals, those engrave really nicely. And actually, if you do a search on Google for laser engravable metal sheets, you'll find a ton of different options out there.
Yeah, and also remarking that it doesn't quite engrave, it marks. I would say that's technically maybe true, because when I describe the difference between like an engrave and a score, I say the engrave you can like feel with your hand, it creates some actual depth, whereas I guess a score or a mark like is smooth to the touch, which it is on my I don't have this one engraved, but some MacBooks I've had engraved in the past, and yeah, they're smooth to the touch. It's not, you know, eating into the lid of the computer or anything like that.
It's not going to damage it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's pretty cool actually, the technique. With anodized aluminum, what it's actually doing is removing the pigment that's placed on the surface there. So it's not eating away that material at all, it's just discoloring it. So again, permanent mark, isn't going to destroy the computer itself, doesn't get hot when you're engraving it either. It's pretty cool.
I did those little anodized aluminum pop sockets.
Yeah, those are fun.
And I did them for each of my bridesmaids, and we did the same little design. It was really cute.
Yeah.
All that sort of stuff for the summer.
That's it.
Let's see. I'm seeing if there's some more questions coming through. Looks like we've got a question about an engrave, a 3D engrave, probably because we were just mentioning that. So when we say 3D engrave here at Glowforge, we mean picture something like, you know, relief art, something that, like I said, has, you know, variable depth, maybe a topographical look to it.
That's a great term.
Yeah, but it's done not in layers, but in, you know, not layered material, one piece of material that you've then carved into with the laser.
That's it. Yeah, think about like traditional wood carving, where you might use a chisel and a hammer, and you can imagine a craftsman in his shed who's been perfecting that art for years and years. It's that type of thing that you can replicate with Glowforge. And basically what we're doing is firing the laser at different levels of power to eat further or less far into the material, if you like, digging out where we need those sort of relief cuts, backing off the power where we want those mountains, creating sort of hills and valleys and contours. Yeah, it's pretty cool, really.
I like the one, I don't think we have it handy, of course, but we have one that's like a penny. And so, or a nickel or some coin or something like that, but a giant version of it. And yeah, the effect is so cool. It almost kind of reminds me of the Haunted Mansion, you know, the Disneyland Haunted Mansion. It's like the portrait that follows you because it like looks 3D.
Yep.
Ooh, that could be a fun Glowforge project.
We'll add it to the list.
Jana is asking if we could explain a little bit more about pass-through, specifically how you line the design back up after you've moved it. So you've printed your first section, you've pushed it through, and now you've got it. Are you going to draw something?
No, I'm not going to draw. No, I'm actually just writing down that we should get 3D engraves in glass for next time, so we can show everybody. Otherwise, I'm definitely going to forget.
So how that works, though, Jana, is so you'll imagine that you have a height board, you know, a measuring board that you're going to measure a little child's height on every month and see how much they grow, right? So you'll have this long piece of material, maybe 5 feet tall, and you'll have designed your file and cut it up into the size that fits the bed of the Glowforge. So we've got 11.5 inches or so in printing this way.
Yeah.
So when you print that first 11.5 inches, you'll manually push it through, and then with the Glowforge app, you are able to see the design digitally overlaid on what is in the bed of the Glowforge because of the camera in the lid of the Glowforge. Did that make sense?
I think so, yeah. I think the crux of it really, Barry just brought us over a print so we can show you. The crux of it is that you don't really need to do anything yourself. You would take this example, draw this full size in your software, and then send that file to Glowforge. And you can see, you know, how much bigger that is than the printer. We can't print this in one go. But you'd start, say, with the head, and Glowforge would print this outline and create some marks.
That's how much would be on like one bed of the Glowforge right
absolutely.
here.
And it would tell you when it's finished, and at that point, you just push the material forwards to reveal, you know, a blank piece of material, if you like, and press continue in the app. And then the cameras that are inside the machine and the software that we've built lines up the next section for you. So you don't need to do that yourself. It does it for you. And it'll print that next section, and then you move it again, print the next section until you're finished, and then you pull out the whole thing, and it's done. So just to recap, you draw this full size, just like it would be here. You send that file to Glowforge, to scale, absolutely. Send that to Glowforge. You'll print the first section, Glowforge will tell you to move it. It will do all of the work for you and align the next section, and you repeat that until your print is finished.
Beautiful.
And that's that, yeah.
Have either of us used Silhouette design software to make projects? Erica is asking. I personally have not, and I know lots of people do. In fact, if you just give that a Google, I think you can find people have found that very useful for designing for their Glowforge. But really, you can use any design program you like. They're probably using it because it's something they're comfortable with.
Yeah. So, I think this is often a tool that people upgrade from when they're used to Cricut or Silhouette, and they're looking for an expanded material palette, or to get a bit more creative with thicker, more sturdy materials. Maybe they want to make art or furniture or something like this. But you're right. For me, I've not used Silhouette either, but I have used the Cricut software, and that works very nicely for me. Yeah, and like Bailey said, community.glowforge.com, you can find basically everything you need to know about using the Cricut software with Glowforge.
It's true. Jessica's asking, when engraving metal, do I need the spray, or do I just mess this with the settings? It will depend on the metal that you're using. I believe you need Ceramark if you're going to be using a stainless steel or an aluminum, but an anodized aluminum you can just stick in. Yeah,
it's basically whether the metal has a coating on it. If it's just bare metal, then the laser, then the laser's not going to do anything to that at all. But if it's painted or coated in some way, either with anodizing or with a paint or with like a vinyl film or something like that, then you can engrave that away. And the Ceramark spray, just to clarify, you spray that on, and it's almost like a black spray paint, and the laser chemically adheres that material to the metal, and then you wash off the bits that didn't get engraved, and what you're left with is a dark black mark on the surface that is permanent. You can feel it, it's kind of rough, but it's a permanent mark that withstands, you know, use and abuse. It's great for industrial applications, labeling stuff, that kind of thing.
I know there's ways to achieve all sorts of different color effects with different types of metals too. I've seen people do really interesting. Another thing where the engrave will come out different colors, sort of depending on the material, is stone. Sometimes it's a dark engrave, sometimes it's a light engrave on a dark stone. And so that's a really fun one.
Yeah, and I think sandstone specifically, we've tried this before. If you hit it once, it turned dark, and then if you hit it again, it turned light, so we could get sort of 3 different colors.
And you can layer things too.
Yeah, that was super neat. Again, I wish I had this here that I could show you. Tune in next time, and I promise we'll have it for you.
Jenny here in chat is saying she's using the Silhouette business with her Glowforge. So
nice.
Well, fantastic. Well, on that note, we just wanted to hop on real quickly today and answer some questions and get our tech set up together, because we're planning to go live several times again this week. So if you have Glowforge questions or you want to see us, we'll do a print. We'll show you some of the features. We'll answer lots of questions. We'll be back tomorrow morning right around 11 a.m. PT.
Yep.
And then for the coming weeks, I think you'll see a little bit more of us here on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, wherever you're watching from. So
absolutely.
All right.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.